All right, everybody, buckle up because today's deep dive is all about you. We're talking career development, that thing you know you've been meaning to focus on.
And we've got a mountain of expert tips here.
A veritable mountain. But don't worry, we're going to break it all down into bite-sized pieces, things you can actually use no matter where you are on that career ladder.
Because that's the thing, isn't it? It's not always about waiting for that promotion to just appear.
Exactly. You've got to make it happen. And one of the biggest takeaways from all this expert advice, seeking out new challenges.
Yeah, like think about it. You're comfortable in your role, you're good at what you do, but is that really enough?
Our sources say no. They say that's where the real growth starts, when you push past those comfort zones.
Right. Let's say you're a graphic designer, killing it with those visuals.
Yeah.
But deep down, you're curious about marketing.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
So what do? You volunteer for that cross-functional team working on the new campaign. You collaborate with the marketing team, see how your designs fit into the bigger picture. That's huge EGE.
Talk about leveling up. You're not just designing in a bubble anymore. You're understanding the whole game.
And that's where the real magic happens. You pick up new skills just by being in the room.
I love that. And speaking of skills, there's another biggie our experts kept emphasizing, continuous learning.
Oh, yeah, that's huge EE. It's a nonstop world out there. The tech, the trends, they change by the minute.
Exactly. You got to stay ahead of the curve. So we're talking courses, workshops, getting those certifications.
Think of it like this. Your career, it's like learning a new language, right?
Ooh, I like that analogy.
You got to be fluent. And the more fluent you are in the language of your field, the more opportunities will open up.
It's about investing in yourself, becoming indispensable.
And it doesn't have to be overwhelming either. You don't need to become fluent overnight. Look at where you want to go, what skills are needed to get there, and then pick one thing to focus on. One course, one workshop. Baby steps, right?
Totally. Okay, so we've tackled challenges and continuous learning. Ready for the next big one?
Hit me with it.
It's the dreaded N-word.
Networking.
You got it. And look, I know for some people it's like the ultimate cringe fest.
Right. Nobody wants to be that person awkwardly shoving business cards at a conference.
Exactly. But it doesn't have to be that way. Think of it more as building genuine connections.
And finding your people.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, having a mentor, someone who's been there, done that, that's invaluable.
Totally agree. So where do you even begin with that?
Honestly, start with who you already know.
Hmm.
Is there someone in your company you admire? A former professor, even.
Someone whose career trajectory makes you go, wait, I want to do that.
Exactly. Reach out. The worst they can say is no. But what if they say yes?
Game changer. Okay, so you're building your network, finding your mentors. What's the next piece of this puzzle?
You got to have a roadmap, right?
Next goals.
Exactly. Without a plan, it's easy to get lost in the day-to-day. Take some time to actually think, where do you see yourself in 5 years? 10. Once you have that bigger picture, then you can start breaking it down.
Okay, so I've got my 5-year plan. Now what?
Now you break it down. What can you do this year to get you closer to that goal? And what about this month, this week? Suddenly, it's not this big, scary 5-year plan anymore. It's just a series of smaller, manageable steps.
I love that. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. Challenges, learning, networking, setting those big, hairy, audacious goals.
Oh, and we can't forget about this one.
Feedback.
Had to slip it in there. But seriously, it's one of the most valuable tools you have for growth.
I know. I used to be terrified of feedback, but our experts were very clear. If you want to grow, you got to be open to hearing it, even when it's not all sunshine and roses.
Think of it like this. Feedback, even when it's tough to hear, it's a gift. It's a chance to see yourself through a different lens.
To identify those blind spots.
Exactly. And then once you have that feedback, don't just let it sit there. Use it.
So any tips on how to actually get good, useful feedback?
Be specific. Instead of just asking, how am I doing? Try something like, hey, I'd love your thoughts on my presentation skills. Any areas you think I could improve?
Ugh, so much better than just a general, am I doing okay?
Right. When you're specific, you're more likely to get specific, actionable feedback in return. And then just listen. Ask clarifying questions if you need to. And most importantly, thank the person for their honesty.
Awesome advice. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think the biggest takeaway here is that career development, it's not a one and done kind of thing. It's a journey.
Absolutely. It's about constantly evolving, learning, growing. So here's a final thought for you, and it's a simple one. What's one small action you can take today based on everything we've talked about?
Is it emailing that potential mentor?
Maybe. or signing up for that online course you've been eyeing, or even just blocking out 30 minutes in your calendar to research some professional development opportunities. The point is, even the smallest step can make a difference if you're willing to take it.
So true. So go out there, take charge of your career journey, and remember, we're always here to cheer you on. Until next time.
See you then.